Discipline is hands down the most important character trait that you need to build if you want to achieve any goal you set out to achieve. And everyone talks about the importance of discipline, but no one ever really talks about how do you actually build discipline. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly how I built discipline over the past 8 years and how you can as well. So the first thing you need to understand is that you're not born with discipline. Discipline has to be built, and it's over a long period of time. And essentially, discipline is just by doing the things that you need to do regardless of how you feel, regardless of your emotions. And for most people, this is really hard because most people act on their emotions. They do whatever they feel like. If they don't feel like going to the gym, they're not going to go to the gym. If they feel lazy, they're going to do lazy things. They're going to sleep in. They're going to skip the gym. If they don't feel like cooking, they're going to go and get something convenient like fast food, right? These are all things that most people do because most people act on their emotions and do what they feel like doing. But if you want to actually achieve your goals, you're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable, outside of your comfort zone, because that's what discipline's all about. So the first thing that I do in order to build more discipline is I write down 5 of my most important goals each and every day that I want to achieve. Now, these aren't goals that I'm trying to achieve that specific day, but they're goals that I'm trying to achieve within the next 3 months, 6 months to a year. And with these goals, you want to be very specific. Don't make your goals saying, I just want to gain 10 pounds. Make it, I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle in the next 3 months so that I can be more confident. It's specific, it has a specific time period and a reason why. Now, these goals should definitely be challenging. You should definitely challenge yourself, make them require a lot of hard work to actually achieve. You got to push yourself to achieve these goals, but don't make them so unrealistic that you're never going to achieve them, and then you eventually just feel demotivated when you don't achieve them. And these goals don't all have to be related to getting into better shape. They can be about your career, your life in general, your relationships, your family, whatever it is. Just write down 5 goals that you want to achieve within the next 3 months, 6 months to a year. Now, again, you should write these goals down every single day, first thing in the morning, so that you're reminded of them each and every day. Because when you're writing them down, you actually physically see them each and every day. You're going to be reminded of them, and it's going to be constantly in your head. When you write them down one time, you're going to forget about them. It's going to be a lot easier for you to skip out on things. But when you're physically writing them down each and every day, it'll never be out of your head. It'll be constantly on the top of your mind, and that'll allow you to push a lot harder toward those goals, even on those days when you don't want to. So every single day after you write down those 5 goals, you're going to want to write down 5 non-negotiable tasks that you need to complete each and every day. And these tasks are things that you need to do each and every day so that you can get one step closer to your goal. So these things should be like, if you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, it should be going to the gym, hitting your protein goals, tracking your calories, things like that. They are things that are going to 100% lead you in that direction of achieving your goals. And ideally, you do these tasks before you do anything else the rest of the day. And I know for a lot of people, maybe you can't go to the gym early in the morning or you can't do some of these things first thing in the morning, but it's very ideal that you can do them as soon as possible because if you can get them done early in the day, there's no excuses that are going to be built up later in the day. When people put off their things that they need to do later in the day, the chances that they end up doing them goes down tremendously, right? People who say they're going to go to the gym each and every day throughout the week, if they go after work, the chances that they go after work is significantly lower than if they just woke up an extra hour earlier and just went to the gym. Obviously, that's uncomfortable. It's going to suck to wake up an extra hour early, but if you actually want that goal, you're going to have to get uncomfortable and you're going to do those non-negotiable tasks that you need to in order to achieve that goal that you want. Now, you write down those goals every single day. You write down those non-negotiable tasks every single day. Those non-negotiable tasks, they can change over time, and so can the goals, but the goals are going to be more concrete over a long period of time, but these tasks can change as you keep progressing. And when you're constantly checking them off throughout the day, it's constantly on the top of your mind, and you're going to be a lot more likely to actually achieve those goals and complete those tasks if you actually are thinking about them 24/7. Now, writing down those goals and those tasks is definitely the first thing that you need to do in order to build more discipline. But the more important thing that you need to understand is most people, like I said earlier, they react on their emotions, they act on their emotions, they act on how they feel, and they don't do the things that they need to each and every day because they're constantly, maybe they don't feel motivated, they feel lazy, and they don't actually do the things they need to. This leads me into the main part of discipline is most people rely on motivation and they don't have discipline. The thing with motivation is every single person is going to have days when they're motivated and everyone's going to have days when they're not motivated. Motivation comes and goes. I can't even tell you how many days there's probably more days where I feel unmotivated than actually motivated. But what keeps me going is the fact that I have discipline and my goals are so strong and they mean so much to me that I do whatever it takes to actually achieve them. And even on those days when I'm not motivated, I still complete the daily tasks that I need to in order to keep progressing. So when you're writing down those goals, you have to make sure they're actually specific and actually strong enough so that you do whatever it takes to achieve them. If you just have a goal that like it's, it'd be nice for you to achieve, but it's not the end of the world if you don't achieve it, then it's not going to be, you're not going to actually act on those days when you're not motivated. They have to be very specific goals. They have to be goals that actually mean something to you. No matter what, you have to achieve them, even if it takes a significant amount of time. And like I said before, most people rely on motivation. The days when they're feeling super motivated, like for most people are really motivated at the beginning of the week, right? Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're going to the gym. They just got done cheating on their diet over the weekend. They want to get back into the gym, training hard, eating better, back on their diet, all that kind of stuff. But then the weekend rolls around again. They're not as motivated anymore. They get off track. And then it's just a constant repeating cycle of like some days they're motivated, near the end of the week they're not motivated, and they never really see any progress that way. And you're probably in that same kind of boat. And having those days when you're motivated, that's great. You're going to crush your workout, you're going to crush your diet, you're going to crush your goals and those tasks that you need to complete. But the days that actually count are those days when you're not motivated. Are you actually going to show up, or are you going to do what you've been continuing to do for the past however many months? Not taking action, not doing the things that you need to do, being lazy, and staying the exact same. And listen, those days when you're unmotivated, I get it. I had the exact same days where I don't feel like going to the gym, or I don't feel like cooking my meals or meal prepping, or I feel like being lazy, watching TV, having some ice cream, whatever. I have those days. But your goals have to be strong enough so that you can continue to keep chasing after them even on those days when you're not feeling motivated. And you have to get uncomfortable. The only way you're going to grow is if you get uncomfortable. You don't grow by just being comfortable 24/7. If you're comfortable, you're staying in the exact same place. You're in your comfort zone, no one grows. You should be actively trying to get out of your comfort zone at all times. Because if you're outside of your comfort zone, you're growing. Even if it feels really weird and it sucks and maybe you feel like you're failing, you're at least learning and you're getting better and you're getting more comfortable in that uncomfortable zone. And at some point, that thing that used to be uncomfortable will then become comfortable, and then you can continue to keep jumping forward and finding new things that make you uncomfortable and continuing to grow. And the thing is, when you have those days when you're not feeling motivated and you actually continue to act on the things that you need to do, you do those hard things, you do those non-negotiable tasks, even if you don't feel like it, something unlocks in your head, and that's when you start to actually build discipline. Is now you understand that you're fully in control. You're not letting your emotions control you. You're not letting your feelings control you. You are controlling yourself, and you're building discipline. You're doing those hard things. You're getting outside of your comfort zone, and that's how you actually grow. And 99% of people continue to stay in the exact same spot month after month, year after year, because they never get outside of their comfort zone and actually push themselves to achieve their goals. Do the things that you need to do each and every day in order to achieve your goals, regardless of how you feel. And I promise you, if you do that over an extended period of time, you're going to build discipline. And like I said at the beginning of this video, discipline is the most important character trait that you need if you want to achieve any goal that you want to achieve. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, or if you're trying to gain 10, 20, 30 pounds, if you're trying to improve your relationships, improve your relationship with God, if you're trying to improve in your career or make more money, whatever your goal specifically is, you need to have discipline, because every single person is going to have days when you're not feeling motivated. And those are the days that actually matter. Are you going to show up, or are you going to not show up? Are you going to be lazy and not do the things you need to do, or are you going to do them regardless of how you feel? And I promise you, if you write down those goals each and every day and you're specific with them and you're actually realistic and they actually mean something to you, and you write down tasks that you need to complete each and every day, they're non-negotiable, and ideally you complete them first thing in the morning, these tasks will lead you closer to those goals, and you continue to keep checking them off each and every day, and you keep doing them every single day regardless of how you feel, you're going to achieve your goals. It's absolutely inevitable. And here's the thing, most people don't have discipline. And the people who don't have discipline, a lot of people will make the excuse and say they'll blame other outside things of why this person has discipline. Maybe it's because, oh, this person was just born disciplined, or maybe this person has no life because all they do is care about, the gym or improving their nutrition and counting their calories and macros and all these different things like that. They're just making excuses to cope with the fact that they don't have the actual willpower to do the things each and every day regardless of how they feel. They rely on motivation. They don't have discipline, so they're coping with the fact that they don't have it. Don't be like that. Be the person who actually has discipline, who's built it over a long period of time. Because if you're watching this video right now, maybe you don't have discipline, but you want it. And I promise you, if you do those things, you write down your goals, you write down those tasks, and you complete them each and every day, regardless of how you feel, you're gonna build discipline. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen immediately. There's gonna be days where maybe you fall into that trap where you're not feeling motivated and you don't actually complete those things. That's going to happen too, but catch yourself when that happens and don't let it happen again. And over the next 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year, you're going to be a completely different person if you actually can build the discipline and actually do those hard, uncomfortable things. Now, if you're watching this video right now, you probably have massive goals that you want to achieve. And if you're someone who actually has goals of improving your physique, improving your mindset, and you want to work with me specifically, click that first link in the description. We can book a call. We can talk about your goals and see if I can help. Now, other than that, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, drop me a like, hit that subscribe button. I post 2 videos on here every single week. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram at Corey.Hilliard. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.